Ever wondered why tank guns point upwards after firing? Or how they can remain accurate even after firing hundreds of times, causing rapid heating and cooling? This is where the invention of a muzzle reference system comes into play. Complex or not, these small vital inventions help the modern tank become more accurate, faster firing, and receive information faster than ever before. Let's take a small history lesson. Before the invention of all modern devices like GPS tracking, stabilisation and many others, tanks were controlled manually by the crew inside, meaning that engagement was a lot slower and less accurate. One thing that hasn't changed is the main principle of how a tank gun fires. When a tank gun fires, albeit old or new, the barrel goes through a rapid heat up followed by a gradual cool off via the atmosphere. These changes in temperature can warp the barrel on a microscopic level, thus meaning it will experience a decline in accuracy and will not point in the direction that the gunner's sight is pointing. A tank crew from World War II would need to adjust this manually based on where the last shell hit in comparison to its target. Doing so could mean life or death, as the target could see your missed attempts and fire back, which is not what you want. This is where the modern invention of a muzzle reference system comes into play. Modern tanks don't encounter the same issues as older tanks, as they have a superior piece of engineering called a muzzle reference system. The MRS is manually controlled via the gunner's primary sight in slightly older tanks. The newest tanks have a DMRS or dynamic muzzle reference system, more on that variant later. On the end of the tube you will often see a housing of some sort, like that on the Challenger 2 or the side of the Leopard 2 tanks. There is a backlit crosshair and collimating optics that is viewed by the gunner through the gunner's primary sight, GPS. The gunner will make use of this to align the GPS coordinates with the end of the muzzle coordinates. Being a manual and static practice, thus means the tank needs to keep its gun stationary and pointed at a specific angle for the MRS to be visible to the gunner and his GPS. This is one of the reasons why some tanks may point their gun up afterwards after firing. Due to limitations in the MRS systems being that the vehicle requires you to point the gun up, tanks are now being designed with dynamic muzzle reference systems, DRS, in mind. These differ from their predecessors in which they can continuously and selectively measure changes to the muzzle angle. Newer DMR systems are already in place on some tanks like the Challenger 2 and most likely the new Challenger 3. These systems include a mirror mounted at the end of the gun tube, usually in a housing of some sort. Meanwhile, the auto-collimator transceiver is mounted near the breech of the gun on or in the turret. The transceiver will project a beam of light towards the mirror and then calculate any deviation in the muzzle end and will adjust the gun accordingly to match where the gunner is aiming with his sight. The muzzle end will only move a few millimeters, if that, so the mirror does not need to be that big. Having these systems in place makes modern tank combat faster and more deadly to whatever lies ahead. But is this the most vital tank invention of all time? I'll let you decide in the comments. Hi, I hope you enjoyed and learned something in this video. But please leave your recommendations down below of what you want to see next. Thanks for watching.